Harold is part of the maintenance and rescue team for the NorthEast delivery industry, but however, he can be extremely lazy at times. Duke is the newest member of the NorthEast delivery industry and does whatever he can to get the job done. And he does not like Harold one bit. One late afternoon, Duke and Harold ran into each other. Sir Handel could tell this was not going to go well, so he took the breakdown train and works unit and went off with his work as fast as he could.
Hey Harold, I don't appreciate you being late and stuff. I can also tell you are very lazy and show a lack of empathy.
What's the problem with that, old chap?
There's nothing wrong with showing a lack of empathy from time to time. Besides, I deserve a long rest anyway. You only worked for 1 hour and yet you got really tired. Do you know what? Forget it. I gotta take this goods train made up of them Troublesome stock. But anywho, I don't got time to talk to you if you're gonna be lazy.
Unfortunately, Harold showed a lack of empathy for really anyone for the team. Now, he wasn't always the worst, but he was pretty lazy at times.
Duke telling me what to do? That old chap don't know what he's talking about.
However, his co-pilot walked up to him. Oh yeah, did I forget to mention the pilot?
There you are, Harold. We have to go pick up mail in Buffalo, New York.
We have no idea what our destinations are going to be, so we're going to talk with the foreman once we arrive. Harold did not want to do this job, so he tried to come up with a lie.
Well, chaps, there's actually been a change. Well, from what I was told, Duncan was supposed to take the mail.
The pilots knew Harold was just not telling the truth.
Rubbish!
Nice try, Harold, but that ain't working. Let's go. Harold was very cross. Harold revved up his engine and he set off. Harold was very cross. He did not want to do this work at all. However, Harold couldn't stay mad forever. It was pretty outside. The only thing was, Harold was going over the speed limit. Slow down, Harold! If we go too fast, our propellers are gonna fall off. Harold ignored his pilot slow. As Harold was going over the bustling woods, unknown to Harold and his pilots, he began to make a really weird sound. Duke and Russell were nearby and heard Harold making that noise.
Oh dear, Harold's going really fast. And those sounds he's making.
I don't know about you, Duke, but I can tell there's gonna be trouble. Harold arrived to Buffalo, New York on time. His pilots checked him over, but everything seemed to be fine. Harold's pilots talked with the foreman, asking where they were supposed to go. The mail was for many of the toys in Deerfield at the Yankee Candle. It wasn't long till Harold set off once again. It wasn't long till Harold had finally arrived to Deerfield. Harold arrived to the Yankee Candle, but soon realized he'd have to go all over the place to deliver the mail. Yes, you heard that right. He had to go to more than one location in the building. He wasn't happy about it, but he knew he had to do it. It took Harold and his pilots longer than expected to finish the work. This made Harold cross again. Until finally, him and his pilots finished delivering the mail. As Harold was heading home, something felt very off about his rotor blade. Harold's rotor blade began to shake around violently. However, Harold just ignored it and sped up. But his pilot was growing very concerned about it. Slow down, Harold, or else we're gonna fall apart. I think your back rotor blade is falling off. However, Harold accelerated. Then all hell broke loose. Harold's rotor blade in the back ripped right off. Ow! Something broke off of me! Harold and his crew had no choice but to come in for an emergency landing at a field. Harold's pilot was very cross. This wouldn't have happened if you just listened to me for once. Harold was absolutely furious. Meanwhile, near Deerfield, Duke was pulling a passenger train and stopped at his final stop, called Seymour, not far from Deerfield. Suddenly, Sir Handel chuffed up to Duke. Oh, hello there. You must be Duke. Yeah, you're right. I am Duke. And you must be Sir Handel, I suppose. Yeah, I'm Sir Handel. And by the way, you need to pick up Harold. His back rotor blade was loose and it, broke off or something like that. I guess Harold didn't want to listen to his pilot. Would you like to go pick up Harold and I take your passengers? Sure, Sir Handel. You can do that. I think I'd love to see Harold. Meanwhile, Harold felt very stupid for what he had done. I should have let my pilots check my rotor blade, but I guess that ain't happening now. Then Harold began to hear something in the distance. Hello? Who's there? Show yourself! Then Harold found out it was Duke. Spooked, are you, Harold? Don't worry, it's just me. I came with the breakdown train. That's not very funny, old chap. You gave me a heart attack. And you refused to listen to your pilot. Harold shut up after that. Later that night, the boss was not happy with Harold at all. Harold, I am very disappointed in you. I expected a lot better than this, especially since you're part of the search and rescue team. Now, you're not at fault for the rotor blade incident, but for making it come off, that was totally your fault. I'm also gonna make sure Duke keeps a good eye on you. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Harold now tries his best to take care and listens to his pilots more often. And Duke works with Harold more often just to make sure that he is following the rules.